All right. What is going on, family? We're live right here Sunday night. Oh, let me get my lighting together. Right here Sunday night live on Ustream. Boy, this camera look real janky the way it's set up. But I am in Miami right now, family. Oh, this light. Is this light gonna be janky all day? Let me get this lighting together. All right, but I'm here. I'm down in Miami, family. We're doing an early show tonight. This lighting. There's too much. Okay, we're just gonna have to bear with the lighting going hot then dark. But I'm here ready to chop up some good game with the family. Let me see who's all up off in the room, ladies and gentlemen. And let me see who's in the chat room. Let me get some mods in the chat room early.
Upgrade your Ustream viewing experience.
What the hell is this?
Enjoy live broadcasts and videos without banners and ad interruptions.
Wait a minute.
Watch Ustream without ads.
Oh,
Visit ustream.tv/ad-free viewing.
Oh, where is that? Where is that? Let me get this stuff straight because I'm broadcasting on another medium here. All right. Where is that coming from? Where is that coming from? Where is that coming from? Let me get this shit together. All right. How's everybody doing? How many folks in the room already? I can't tell. I cannot tell how many people in the room, but let me mod some people up real quickly. Let me make some moderators pop off up in the spot and everything like that. Hold on, let me get it cracking. Hope y'all having a great Sunday. And again, we are doing the show early today. Let me see where my regulars are so we can get this thing cracking. Okay, hold on. Let me see what we got. Okay, I don't see my regulars in here yet. My regulars aren't in here yet. Let me see who this is. Okay, I think this is Richard Spencer here. What's up? Who's calling?
Hi, this is Richard.
Hey, Richard. How are you? This is Tariq.
Yeah, I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm good. Thank you so much. And I appreciate you calling in, Richard.
Sure.
Yes, indeed. So, first of all, Richard, the alt-right movement and all of the other white supremacist groups, would you say that you guys operate almost as a religion?
No, I would not say that. What do you mean by that?
Okay, let me explain. When I see people talk about when I see alt-right people and white supremacist groups and people who talk about white nationalism, white pride, usually the rhetoric has a religious undertone. It's like the white people are almost godlike. Black people are, almost inherently evil. Is black people are the problem. Um, White people are better. Black people are the problem. Black people are their own worst enemy. It's always this negative connotation with black people. Black people almost deserve everything that happens to them. We don't know how they're like this. We don't know how to fix it or to stop it. But they're the boogeymen. They're the devil. Give more money in the collection plate next Sunday. It's almost like, a horror movie, like Friday the 13th or Halloween. We don't know how to get rid of Jason or Michael Myers. They're just out here doing evil, and they're coming back to life for Halloween 8 or Friday the 13th, part 12. Just give us more money. That's what I mean by religion. Would you look at it like that?
No, that is not how I see the world. I think you've given a bit of a cartoonish portrayal of the alt-right or white nationalism or what have you. But maybe there's a kernel of truth to what you say in the sense that there are many who do have a negative ideology. They seem to be very good at telling us everything that's wrong with the world or everything that's bad and crime rates and immigration tables and IQ depletion and all this kind of stuff. And I actually would agree that I think our movement needs an idealistic bent. It needs a way forward and a vision and a lot of positive things. And that's what I bring. I would say, I think what maybe triggered you to invite me on your show was the hand signals meme that's been going around Twitter and the internet since Mike Cernovich and Amanda Faircloth, or Amanda Fairbanks, excuse me, did a OK sign in the White House press room.
Right.
And you think that basically we have all these symbols and things like that are played off as jokes, but that actually have deeper meanings. Right. Well, I think there is a kernel of truth to that too.
Right.
We do have a kind of language all to our own.
Right.
And it is a language of memes. There's Keck. There's Pepe the Frog.
Right.
There's designations like the normies, the Dindus, the so on.
Right.
And so yeah, there is a kind of coded language, you could say. It's a shorthand. Conservative is the best thing. Right. We don't have to say like fake conservative or whatever. You can just say cuck, and it's a shorthand that's wonderful. So right. Yes, to a degree, we do have a language, and it's kind of interesting when the outside world picks up on this language and even adopts it. I've seen so many liberals, ironically use cuck. Right. So it is very interesting. But yeah, so there is that quality to our movement, no doubt. I would say that the hand signal sign, that, I don't know the exact origin of that. I've always used that as the OK, but I don't know if that has another meaning. But Trump would often get himself photographed giving the OK sign, and it took on a kind of jokey significance for people in the alt-right, in 2016, where when we would get photographed, we'd do the OK sign. So it's more of a Trump reference. It's kind of an inside joke. So in that sense, it is a code right. of the alt-right.
Right. And I'm glad you admitted that. And I'm glad you were honest about that, because so many people were mad at me for pointing out the truth. And you basically just confirmed that, it is somewhat of a symbol for people in the alt-right and other white supremacist organizations, because...
It doesn't mean white power, though. It's more of it's kind of like a jokey takeoff on Trump.
But when you peel the layers back, it's just white supremacists giving codes to each other. So they'll put whatever meaning they want to put on it when there's a particular group of people using the... Like, for example... I live in Los Angeles. Blood gang members use that sign. So it's the OK sign is whoever puts whatever group puts a meaning to the sign or the signal. That's what the signal is to that group. The problem is when white supremacists and white supremacist suspects are using these symbols, I go on alert, and people who are non-white should go on alert, because these are the people who are running everything on the planet. So I want to know what codes.
Well, the alt-right is not yet running everything on the planet, but. We certainly hope to be someday.
No, alt-right. But let me clear. I got to clear that up. I got to clear that up, because I don't. To be honest, I don't even like using the term alt-right. It's just basically the same old white supremacy. It's not the
same. Well, it's clearly not the same old white supremacy.
What's different from the alt-right and other white supremacists out there?
In terms of the same old white supremacy, we are very different. We have a radically different ideology. Say, the Klan of the 19th century or the two in the 20th century. We have a very different ideology than Southern segregationists. We actually probably disagree with them on some very fundamental points.
The Klan,
we have a very different ideology.
But I got to interject 1 second. The Klan isn't the embodiment of white supremacy. They're just white extremists. White supremacists are judges, lawyers, doctors. Anybody can be a white supremacist. It's not just the Klan, people in robes. Anybody can be a white supremacist. You've had white supremacists.
I know. I get what you're saying, and I'll actually roll with it.
Okay.
The alt-right is, in a way, a reaction to the end of white hegemony in the United States. The alt-right is not, we aren't in charge. We don't hold secret meetings with all these WASP lawyers and judges, and we all get and politicians and bureaucrats, we all get together.
That's not quite true, Richard. Richard, that's not quite true. You have Steve Bannon, who's in the White House. He's part of your alt-right movement.
Well, I think I wouldn't over-exaggerate the degree to which Steve Bannon is part of this. I mean, I met Steve Bannon very, very briefly one time. He's kind of a civic nationalist. He's a lot older. I mean, I'm old to the alt-right. He's way too old to be in the alt-right, to be honest. He just doesn't. I think he doesn't.
By his
really
own admission, he said that Breitbart was a haven for the alt-right. Those are his own words. So he said that.
It was a platform. It is a platform for the alt-right to a degree.
Okay, so I'm just asking for honesty here. That's all I'm asking for, Richard.
I'm being honest.
Okay.
But
you said he wasn't part of the alt-right, and
really
he said that his news outlet is a platform for the alt-right, so he's a part of the alt-right, sir.
Yeah, the Breitbart, I mean, look, the Breitbart and alt-right thing, that was fun in 2016, but I don't really see a great future in that. The people who work at Breitbart are lame to a man. I don't really respect or like anyone there. And
sir, there's a lot of white supremacists who do a lot of infighting. That doesn't mean that you guys are both not practicing white supremacy. You've had the
people at Breitbart aren't smart enough to be white supremacists. I mean, I just need to be like brutally honest. Like, I don't really have any interest in those people. Steve Bannon, I do have more respect for, but Steve Bannon doesn't really fundamentally get it. I mean, he's kind of civic nationalist.
And that whole fun thing. That fun thing. Excuse me, but that whole fun thing. See, that's what we got to watch out for. When people who practice white supremacy start talking about it's fun, it's a hoax, it's jokes, it's all fun and games until these people become policymakers like Steve Bannon. All white supremacist codes started off as jokes, almost all of them. That goes back to minstrel shows back in the 1800s where it was fun and games, making fun of black people, the way they talk and the way they dress, and then they use that fun to create laws. See, I watch out for the word fun because that fun turns into policy that negatively affects people who are classified as non-white. You agree with that, sir?
Okay. There's some truth to what you're saying about things that start out as fun and games and then become a symbol for a movement. I'll go with the gist of what you're saying.
Okay, yeah, that's either true or it's not true.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to disagree with, like, I could disagree with, like, little bits of what you're saying here and there, but I think we would just get caught up in the weeds and we wouldn't be able to communicate.
Right,
so I'll agree with the gist of what you're saying, and that is that there are codes that get started and they become kind of in jokes, they become symbols, and it becomes a religious language. I'll kind of go with that general depiction.
And I'm glad that you've admitted that it's a religion. Thank you. You're very honest. You've admitted that white supremacy is a religion. I respect that.
And I didn't. Okay. Well, okay. I don't really want to get caught up in these technicalities with you. It's not literally a religion, but
okay. Well, you just use the word religion just to use it.
I said there's a kind of religious quality. I'm trying to basically find common ground so that we can communicate.
Okay.
That's all I'm doing, to be honest. So I'll go with you.
Okay.
However, just to reiterate, I mean, Mike Cernovich, the two people who were photographed there, Mike Cernovich and Cassandra Fairbanks, are not really alt-right, and they're kind of around the edges of it, and they're certainly not white supremacists.
Well, we suspect them of being white supremacists based on their actions, and both of them have trolled me before, so we suspect that they are white supremacists, and they haven't proven that they're not. So we do suspect, and the fact that they're throwing up these symbols and they're hanging around open white supremacists like some of these alt-right people, well, then, we have good reason to suspect that they're white supremacists.
Okay. I will just take it from me, they're not.
Well, you're a white supremacist, so you're still. I can't take it from you. I mean, you're the white supremacist of the moment right now. So, and one of the key factors of white supremacy is deception. So, a lot of stuff I have to take with a grain of salt. So.
Well, okay. Well, then why have me on your show then if you don't trust anything I say?
No, we're having a civil conversation, but a lot of times when you say, "Hey, take it from me," come on now, let's.
Well, I could gain a lot by claiming that both of those people are white supremacists. I could say, "Oh yeah, they're Steve Bannon, he's totally a white supremacist. Mike Cernovich, he's a white supremacist. I could say that and gain, power from that, but I'm not going to say that because it's simply not true.
Well, but the thing is, the thing about white supremacy is all about deception, and one of the key tools of white supremacy is to deny that it's happening, to deny the existence of white supremacy. That's a tool of white supremacy.
All right, so I have to go, but I will leave you with this.
Okay, Richard.
You are using two definitions of white supremacy.
Oh, how so? Please explain.
Both of them have merit. I just think it's worth distinguishing between them.
What's the difference?
One of them.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I'm telling you.
Okay.
One of them is basically a kind of structural white supremacy, where it's like, America is a white country, even if it doesn't know it. White people rule corporations, they rule the judicial system, politicians, and on down. And that's the kind of like implicit white supremacy that doesn't really even have an ideology. It denies its own existence. Then you could, on the other hand, look at, say, white nationalism or the alt-right or identitarianism or what have you, and say, oh, here is an ideological movement that for which race is a core element. And that is definitely true about the alt-right. I mean, race is indispensable to the way that we think about things. That doesn't mean that we are part of this power structure. I mean, in a way, the power structure is something we are fighting against. I mean, I wouldn't be doing what I am doing if I thought that we lived in a white supremacist society. We don't. And that's why I do what I do.
What part of our society is not dominated by white supremacy?
Our entire morality of the current age, which is about how whites are guilty of these terrible sins, and we can repudiate these sins by allowing non-whites into our country, by promoting them in various corporate entities, and by,
Let me reel you back, sir. No. Let me bring you back, because you're talking about morality. That's not really a tangible thing. That's just a thought. What part of our physical system?
Morality is profoundly important.
Well, morality is speculative, because some people take morality in killing people based on race. Some people take morality in justice. White supremacists do not take morality in justice. They take morality, their morals are all about killing, harming, and maiming people based on race. So morality is very speculative.
I do have to go, but I will leave you this.
Richard.
Killing people and maiming people based on race, that is not my morality. So, but I would like to say, I do have to go. I'm not just running away. So I could talk to you more maybe at another time you have a show. But I hope I cleared some things up, and maybe these are the first words of a longer conversation.
Yes, indeed. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for calling up, Richard.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. You have a good one.
You too.
Okay. That was white supremacist leader Richard Bullshit Spencer. That was you see how respectable you can have a conversation? When it was about to get deep, he started running. And that happens a lot. When I talk to white supremacists, and then I start cornering them. Oh man, I gotta go, Tariq. Oh, look at the time. When you start cornering them on the shit that they say, then it's, we gotta go. You dig? You dig? You gotta watch, and that's something that you study. This is for my melanoid people to study.